What up, everybody? This is your cosmic homegirl, and I'm doing a forecast for everybody, for all the signs, for all of us as a collective for July 7th through July 14th of 2019. So don't forget, I do have readings for each sign for the month of July available on my website under the horoscopes page. They're only $3.33. Help a homegirl out and purchase one of those, and I'll let you guys know by your sign what's going on the whole month of July. If you want to know general stuff about the whole month of July, I do have a video on that. I also have a video on the eclipses. We are in right smack in the middle of eclipse season. We had an eclipse in Cancer on July 2nd. We have another one in Capricorn July 16th. So this week that I'm covering, we're in the middle of it. So the portal is open. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff going on. This week, the energy is very intense. I can't tell you guys the amount of DMs and like text messages, emails. I mean, every type of way that you can correspond with somebody, all that has been flying at me this past week, with people wanting insight into knowing why this and why that and why is this happening. And oh my God, yeah, it's eclipse season. That's what eclipse season does. It brings extreme change. So I do still have eclipse readings available on my website until the 15th of July, to where you can get either one eclipse or both of them, a reading on how they affect you based on your natal chart. It's not just general, it's not just based on your sun or even your rising. It's like how the eclipse aspects and angles other planets in your chart and what that means for you. So I have those still available if you want to check them out. I'll leave information below to where you can purchase those as well. Okay, so what's all going on this week, which is the 7th through the 14th? So we start out on the 7th. Mercury goes retrograde. Okay, so actually it's more like in the afternoon. Mercury goes retrograde in the sign of Leo. Let me tell you guys something about this Mercury and Mars in Leo. Okay. Now, I've noticed with these two together, Mercury is communication, it's talking, it's texting, DMs, writing, whatever. You know, it's how you communicate with others, any type of way, right? It's also driving could be Mercury. Movement is Mars. So Mars could be involved with driving as well. But I have noticed this is in Leo, which is very fiery. It's feisty. It's competitive. I noticed it right when these two planets shifted into Leo. People started driving even more like idiots and trying to race each other. And if they have a vehicle that like has a loud exhaust, like that's what they're doing, is revving it up and racing. And it's just like so stupid. It's like unnecessarily competitive and causing a bunch of, you know, problems and stuff, like almost accidents. I have noticed with Mercury being in shadow and conjunct Mars, there have been a lot of almost accidents. I've almost gotten hit or backed into like so many times in the last week. It's been insane. And I have seen a lot of accidents, yes, because also these two planets are making a square to Uranus. They will both eventually like exactly square Uranus, which I'll cover at the time that they do. But Uranus is sudden, unexpected, sporadic things happening. And then, you know, this can be driving and movement. So yeah, just be careful out there, you guys. And I've noticed, yeah, people are mad feisty with their communication. There's a lot more sass in the air and demanding and commanding things. And there's a lot more of people cutting people off, cutting people out of their lives, because Leo energy is about what I deserve. I don't deserve this. I deserve that. So that's what this energy can definitely bring more of. Yeah, there's a lot of people being competitive, like just fiercely competitive, which can be good in some ways, yes. But people are just kind of wilding out with this. People are saying a lot of stuff and just being angry, I've noticed. But the thing is, when Mercury goes retrograde, a lot of this stuff can be flung right back at you. If you're in the wrong, that is, you know. Like there's some people that I just really want to tell them something, but I'm like, I don't want to step into the, you know, to the war zone with them. I think I'll stay out of it, but you know what I'm saying? Like this can be a little bit of trouble here. So Mercury goes retrograde on the 7th, right? It's already been in shadow for a couple of weeks. So a lot of We will be going back over the last couple of weeks, the ground that Mercury covered during like June 20th through now, and kind of reviewing things, reviewing our decisions, maybe going back on them and, you know, weighing them out from a different perspective. So Mercury, it is retrograde at 4 degrees of Leo. It goes backwards and then it's going to go back into the sign of Cancer on, let's see, it goes back into the sign of Cancer on the 19th of July. Okay, so it's here. It'll go back here July 19th, July 31st. It'll be around here and then it'll go direct in the sign of Cancer. But July 31st is not like Hallelujah Day because it'll still be in shadow for a while. Then it goes back into the sign of Leo on August 11th. And then I'd say the 15th or 16th of August, it'll be out of its shadow period because it'll come back to 4 degrees where it went retro. And it'll like, as soon as it passes that and gets to like 5 degrees, that's like the 15th or 16th of August. And that's when we'll be in the clear. Okay. But until then, you guys, that counts as Mercury retrograde. I don't care what anybody says when they say, oh, hallelujah on July 31st. No. Okay. All right. So, yeah, Mercury officially goes retrograde on the 7th of July. So from here on out, yes, we can experience delays and miscommunication and wishy-washiness. I am supposed to be traveling with friends this week. I'm hoping that everything goes okay because sometimes it can be like, well, I've already had one say, yeah, I'm going. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm going again. Okay, I don't know if I'm going with you. I might be going with somebody else. Okay, are you going or not? Yeah, I'm going. Like, there's been a lot of like uncertainty and confusion. I'm hoping that trip will still happen with Mercury retrograde. It's kind of a business-ish type of trip. But it is with friends. So I really hope everything goes okay and nothing goes haywire. Especially because Mercury is square Uranus. So once again, that means driving, like, got to be extra cautious, you know? On the 8th is when Mercury and Mars will be exactly in conjunction with one another. Because Mars moves up to that 4th degree. And oh my gosh, let me tell you guys, my natal Mars is 4 degrees of Taurus. So these are going to square, when they're conjunct at 4 degrees, they're going to square my natal Mars. Please, nobody come at me with anything like crazy or stupid. I don't need it. I've already had enough this past week of being bombarded with people's issues and trying to help them out. And I still have many other messages and emails to go through and still help out my paid clients. So I'm doing the best that I can. I don't need anybody like... So yeah, this is going to be a direct square to my Mars. I'm just going to lay low and be low key. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been very low key on social media this past like almost week. And that's because this has been building and I've been really just trying to focus more on work and that's it, and just lay low, because a lot of times when you have like a Mercury and Mars together, or if you have a square to your natal Mars or an opposition to your natal Mars, that's a day to where somebody will do something or say something to poke at you and provoke you and make your blood boil. Like literally, it happens to me every time I watch Mars transits, and then it could be something very as subtle as like someone just kind of giving you an evil look in public. Or it can be something like somebody on social media being evil and saying something about you publicly, or someone really like, I don't know. It could just be somebody being angry for like no reason or a very stupid reason at you. You know what I mean? So like, I don't need any of that. Okay. Just FYI. But yeah, Mercury and Mars are exactly conjunct on the 8th. And so all of us will be feeling that. So a lot of people are just like not taking any crap, you know, and just saying, whatever, I'll be fine. Sorry, this is slow. I have a slow internet connection right now, which is, yeah, another Mercury retrograde issue that's been causing a lot of delays. But anyway, yeah, see, they're both at 4 degrees. Okay, so I would say this is West Coast US time. It'll be exact like in the afternoon Pacific time, and then like in the early evening Eastern time. And then, you know, if you're in the eastern part of the world, like Europe and beyond, maybe it counts as like the next day, which is the 9th. But yeah, they will be in exact conjunction with one another. So just be kind to each other, you guys. Don't be too bossy. Don't be too demanding. Don't use a lot of cutting words if unnecessary to do so. Try to have patience with each other, you know. Mercury conjunct Mars, yeah, it can make people real like crazy competitive while it's in Leo and firing off and letting their egos take over. So just really be cautious with that, okay? So also on the 8th, this is, or like late at night on the 7th, is when the moon switches into Libra. So I think the Libra moon will kind of help out with this to like soothe the irritation of Mercury and Mars together in feisty, fiery Leo, because Libra energy is about getting along. It's about, can we all just get along? That's Libra right there. I don't know if Rodney King was a Libra. Maybe he had a heavy Libra in his chart. I'll have to look. But can we all just get along? Yes, that is Libra, like the peacemaking sign, you know? So I think people will be like, rah, 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 but then like the Libra moon will make people think twice, be like, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I do want peace over fighting, you know? So, yeah, like that's, you know, the moon phase in Libra, it can have people more relationship focused, wanting to be partnered up with somebody, or, you know, to be booed up with somebody, the moon in Libra. It's days where people may not be able to stay out of the mirror looking at themselves, making sure everything looks right, you know, because Libra is a sign that is very concerned about their looks and vanity and all that, because it is ruled by Venus, you know. So we'll be very concerned with relationships, with our looks, with if people like us or not. Libra energy is very concerned of whether or not people like them or dislike them. So I think this energy paired with Mercury and Mars together, I think it'll help out. I think it'll help. I hope it will. Please, nobody come at me with any stupidity. Please, nobody fire off at other people for any unnecessary reasons. But I will say this. A lot of times, heavy and harsh Mars transits, it can make people who normally don't stand up for themselves or don't say something when they should, say something and speak up and speak out, okay? It can help with that if necessary. Like if you're normally like very meek and, you know, you don't really say anything and people like, they just take your kindness for weakness, a transit like this will make you be like, oh no, I'm sorry, you're not going to take advantage of me like that anymore. And it stops today with hand on hip, tapping that high heel shoe, getting ready to take it off and throw it. I always joke around about that with Leo energy like this, because one of my long time besties of like 25 years, yes, we've been friends since we were kids pretty much. She's a Leo moon and she's notorious for, you know, strutting around in high heels, and she will take off a shoe and throw it. She's one of those moms. And she will throw stuff if she gets angry. Like we've seen her throw stuff at her man. When she gets mad, that Leo moon will fire off, man. So that's what I think of with this energy. So shout out to my bestie T. She knows who she is. But yeah, this is what that energy can bring. Okay. Now, anyhow, moving along, Venus is building a trine to Neptune. Hallelujah. Well, let's see, Venus in Cancer, not till later in the week. I'll mention that a little bit later. But what else is going on? Yeah, on the 10th, the moon moves into Scorpio. So the moon's in Libra. It's in Libra the 8th, the 9th. And on the 10th, I'm going to say like probably in the morning sometime. Yeah, like early in the morning, West Coast Pacific time. It moves into Scorpio on the 10th. So moon in Scorpio, it'll bring more of the intensity, and moon rules our moods, you know, and then we have still Mercury and Mars still in a conjunction with each other. This is a lot of passionate energy though. Passion, they're going to square each other too. The moon, Mercury and Mars, they will square each other. So just be aware of that on the 10th. That could be a very feisty day to where people are just like, you know, very passionate in good ways, so where they're just like, I just gotta have you. Because Leo energy is very like romantic. It's very it's a sign of romance. Mercury and Mars together in Leo can be like just really flirtatious and letting somebody know straight up. hey, I want you. Like, I want you right now. Like, I got to have you. If anybody's an In Living Color fan, you remember that the prison skit, and that guy would be like, I got to have you, and like grab at the guard. Yeah. I say that this energy can definitely bring that attitude out. So it could be good for some people. Um, but yeah, some people could be very just passionate, and it could bring a lot of drama. The Scorpio moon with Mercury and Mars and Leo, there could be a lot of drama that day. Just letting you guys know, you know what I'm saying? We all have choices, but to be aware ahead of time, you know, maybe it can help to save people from overreacting about certain things. Oh my gosh, I sure need that disclaimer. I'm a Scorpio rising, and this is going to be in my moon. The moon's going to be in my sign, you know what I mean? So it's going to be like, oh, the drama, the emotional drama of it all. Like, I hope I won't be that way. But yeah, so Mercury and Mars, then the moon in Scorpio. I mean, enough said, you know, about the 10th. Super passionate day. Maybe hard to keep your emotions under control, and your feelings under wraps. You know, you may want to express them in a very deep and passionate way. Um, but we do have on the 11th, Mars and Uranus squaring each other exactly, because see, Mars is at 6 degrees of Leo, Uranus is 6 degrees of Taurus. So they are exactly squaring each other. So on that day too, I would especially say Mars and Uranus, when they are in harsh aspect to each other, it can equal accident prone. Okay. So people can be very accident prone under this energy. Be careful driving this week. You guys, don't go out of control. Don't try to race people. Don't try to compete and, oh yeah, we'll watch this, and like run into some shit. You know what I mean? Like, just be very cautious with this energy. Okay, with driving. Oh my gosh. And I think the next day I'm going to be on a road trip. If all goes well and Mercury retrograde doesn't mess anything up, I'm really hoping nobody drives crazy. Maybe I should, you know, the person that I think is driving is very feisty already, and I think they're a Leo rising. So yeah, maybe I might have to take over driving and be like the cool, calm Pisces moon that's like, no, 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 we aren't going to do any of that, you know. But yeah, Mars and Uranus square, accident prone energy, sudden, weird, unexpected things happening. Just be very cautious driving, and even walking, riding a bike, riding a scooter, riding a motorcycle. It doesn't matter. Like, just be very careful with your movements and actions around this day. Okay. Now that's on what day? Oh, okay. One thing I forgot to mention is the sun opposing Saturn. I'm going to have to jump back. Total Mercury retrograde stuff, right? Okay, I skipped over this, but we do have on the 9th, but it's still going to be affecting us throughout the rest of the week, the sun opposing Saturn. So this could be power struggles, like between ourselves and authority figures, perhaps, you know. So definitely don't be speed racer, because the authorities is Saturn and Capricorn. So some people can have to suffer some consequences for like speeding and stuff like that. The sun and Saturn opposition, it can mean like youthful, you know, energy that wants to stand on its own and be powerful on its own, versus like old, like, you know, some old guy standing there folding his arms and scowling like, what are you doing? You're gonna pay for this. Like, that's what I picture sun and Saturn opposition is like. So that can mean that we're going to be challenged by authority, but it can also be a good energy for making us just sit down, you know, just sit down, stay still, stay on task, work, do what we have to do. This energy wants to play. It's playful, it's fun. But then this energy wants us to sit down, do our work, stay on task, stay on the right path until it's finished. Okay. So this is actually a good energy for any type of work. The sun and Saturn opposing each other, but yeah, watch out for authorities challenging you though. So that's on the 10th, on the 9th, I'm sorry, on the 9th, and into the 10th and 11th still. But yeah, on the 11th, we have that Uranus and Mars square. But we also have, so at the same time that the sun is, it's opposing Saturn. It opposes Saturn exact on the 9th. So that's the day that it's the strongest. But then we have the sun in a trine aspect to Neptune. And that's like, I'm going to say late at night on the 10th. Again, I'm on Pacific time. Late at night on the 10th, yeah, into like early morning and throughout the day on the 11th. Okay. The sun in a trine aspect to Neptune. So the sun gets away from the heavy grips of Saturn and it makes a good aspect to Neptune, which is a very dreamy energy that allows your imagination to flow. Saturn will shut down your imagination real quick. Saturn is about, no, this is the real world. We got to worry about what's in front of us and what's always been and, the traditional, the tried and true. And you can't be a dreamer. That stuff isn't real. That's Saturn, But then we have the sun trine Neptune, which is like, no, there is magic in the world. And, there is art and creativity and all this stuff is so beautiful. Like we need to tap into that. And there is a spiritual side that we don't see with our own eyes, but we feel and we know it's there and we know it's real. So there could be a back and forth between that, like within our own selves. But this energy is really good for like artists and spiritualists and, just dreamers. Like it's in harmony with us. And then this is a grand water trine we're going to have this day between the moon, the sun, and Neptune. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for that aspect. As a Neptunian person myself, double water, hey, we're going to be all up in our element, you guys, water signs especially on the 11th. There's this beautiful blend of the sun, Neptune, and the moon. Very good for romance, very good for spirituality, very good for creative stuff, okay? Or even if you just like to watch movies and escape reality through that, or listen to music, or go near a body of water or something beautiful like that. Okay, so on the 12th, this is when the moon moves into Sagittarius. Moves into Sag on the 12th. And also Venus is going to be at the eclipse point. I think it's real early in the morning. Yeah, the eclipse point, which was 10 something of Cancer. Let me look. Oh my gosh. Yeah, my internet is tripping. So, okay, the eclipse of the first one, yeah, 1037 of Cancer. So Venus, when it gets to 1037 of Cancer, that's either early in the morning or it's like on late at night on the 11th. Yeah. Okay, so it's like right as we get into the 12th Pacific time. Venus will be at the eclipse point, and then we've got this beautiful like sun trine Neptune. So there's Venus matters, like love and money. They're going to hit that eclipse point of where the eclipse was on July 2nd. They're going to activate it. So there's something that's beautiful being brought to that area of life to where there's supposed to be a significant change. And it's very Venusian. So that's a good thing. But yeah, as we progress throughout the day, the moon switches into Sagittarius, which is the happy-go-lucky traveler. No worries. Let's just jump and do and go, woo. So yeah, and moon will be in great aspect to Mars and Mercury. In Leo, fellow fire signs. So it is a very fiery, feisty day. Hopefully it's a good one. Let me tell you, when the moon was in Leo last week and Mercury and Mars were too, oh my gosh, the drama. Oh, so much drama that day. And the drama continues. But hopefully this is like, let's get away from negativity. Let's not fire off at people in a feisty way and, want to argue and stuff. Let's just like have fun and be bold and daring and exciting and just jump and just do fun and cool stuff. You know what I mean? So the moon does enter Sag on the 12th, which is a Friday, right? Is it a Friday? I think it's Friday. Ooh, yes. I might be leaving out of town that day. Perfect. Sag is the sign of travel. So, yeah, moon in Sag through the 14th. Venus at the eclipse point. There's some things that are going on this day that could be very magical, very karmic. But yeah, the moon in Sag continues for the next couple days. Same aspects continue as well. And yeah, Venus is moving into a trine with Neptune. It's starting to ease into a trine with Neptune. So very beautiful energy for love and fantasy or creativity. You know what I mean? So Here's the 13th. This is when the moon and Jupiter come together. This is people just feeling really good, excited. There's a Leo energy too. People are very excited. I should be at like an event that day that is very creative. I should be working there, like doing video and photo stuff for a dance event. So hopefully it all goes well and that happens. But hey, regardless, this is a party day on Saturday the 13th. Yes. But the thing is, you guys, we have to be aware that Jupiter is about excess. And sometimes when the moon and Jupiter are conjunct, like we can just drink too much, eat too much, do way too much, do the most. Okay. Last month, I remember last month when this conjunction was happening, I was really having a grand old time out and about. And the people I was out with, yeah, they were drinking a lot. But yeah, so the same goes for this month, and every month until Jupiter leaves Sagittarius. When the moon is here with Jupiter and Sag, we can overdo it. We can do things in excess, but we can be super extra happy and lit and just like wanting to party and have fun and be positive and happy and not want any negativity. So if people are stomping around and frowning and yelling at people with Mercury and Mars together, maybe the moon and Jupiter together will be like, hey guys, let's forget about all that arguing and stuff. Let's not be sassy and, demanding. Let's just like let people be and let's just be ourselves and have a good time. Okay, so that's on the 13th. The sun will also be opposing Pluto on the 13th. Sun opposing Pluto. Now that can be another transit, unfortunately, that can bring some power struggles between others. Pluto is a power planet as well, having control. There could be control issues, like someone trying to control the other. I need a drink of water. I'm losing my voice. I've been recording readings back to back today, so please forgive me. So yeah, people trying to control others. There could be fear, there could be jealousy, there could be possessiveness this day, but there can also be passion with the sun and Pluto as well. But yeah, just, there could be like people trying to boss people around and control them. That can happen. This does give people extreme willpower though within themselves, tunnel vision towards what they want to do and what they want to accomplish. So it can definitely bring that. But just be aware of like paranoia, jealousy, possession. The negative side of Pluto can come out too with the sun opposing it on that day. But good thing we have the moon and Jupiter and Sag to be like, hey, let's not be bullies. Let's not, worry about all this dark paranoia stuff. Let's just like have a good time, right? Then we end the week with the 14th. And on this day, the sun is still opposing Pluto. The moon shifts into the sign of Capricorn on this day. So the moon shifts into Cap, like in the afternoon. It might be the evening where you're at, or it could be the next day. But the 14th, the moon moves into Capricorn. And that is more like, okay, party time's over, playtime's over, guys. Now it's time to get back to work. We got to plan out our week. We got to do our laundry. We got to plan out our meals. We have to budget. We have to sleep, go to bed at 9 p.m. sharp, so we can get up at 600 hours and get back into traffic and the rat race. Like that's kind of the moon and Capricorn attitude. And it's looking back at your moon and Sag activities like, whoa, what was I doing? What was I thinking? I notice that happens a lot of times. But yeah, moon and Cappy days, are really good for work as well, but it'll be the evening. So a lot of people will be doing just that, like preparing for the week ahead and trying to wind down and be more responsible because maybe they were just wild and like, woo, like just tossing back some drinks, smashing beer cans on their heads, running into walls, doing crazy Sagittarius stuff, lighting stuff on fire. You know what I'm saying? When the moon was in Sag, and then the moon and Cap, it's like, now it's time to be a responsible adult. So yeah, that's it. That's it for the week of July 7th through the 14th. I really hope you guys have a good week. Please be safe out there. Please don't get an attitude with people for no reason. Okay. And I will see you guys next week. I will try to do the 14th through the 21st a little early if I do end up going out of town on a business trip and if Mercury retrograde doesn't mess it all up. then I will have that out to you guys early, or I will have it on Monday or Tuesday of next week. So have a good week. Have a good weekend. Have fun this weekend with the moon and Sag, but not too much. Okay. Peace out. See you guys next time.